One of the things that's been happening for me through this meditation process is maybe it's a bit like I'm more clarity, increased clarity at what's important to me. And one of the things that's coming through is just how much I love culture, art, culture, music, theatre, dance, street art, just culture in the widest sense. Today I watched a documentary called Paris is Burning, which was about the balls, they call them, as in ballroom balls, but the gay community in Harlem in the 1980s, that grew up amongst those communities, and that ended up going mainstream with voguing, in the 80s. I'm just so inspired by those men, by their compassion, by, you can see the suffering in their eyes, and how deep that's made them, how articulate they were, how inventive, how rich that culture was. Yeah, I guess that's all. I mean, there's other things as well. I think when I was watching that documentary as well, and I think this does relate to the meditation, because it's kind of connecting me more to my heart, to what's important to me. I guess you should, watch the documentary. It's called Paris is Burning. It's on Netflix. Just the idea that anybody, anywhere, this is a related thought. The idea that anybody, anywhere should tell anybody else how they should live their lives, as long as nobody's going out of their way to deliberately mess up the planet or mess up another person. If you're a man and you want to be female and you want to dress as a woman, talk as a woman, live as a woman, change your gender. If you're female and you want to do the same thing, if you want to be a man, change your gender, or just, if you want to live as a parrot, or if you want to, whatever you want to do it. The one rule is that you're not causing harm and suffering to others. Do it, be it. Nobody on this planet has the right to tell anybody how they should live their lives, or what's right and what's wrong in terms of it's morally right or it's morally wrong. I mean, there are some things that we can all agree on, and I don't want to go into them here, but there's some things that everybody can agree on. You don't do harm to innocents. You don't hurt other people. But if you want to wear clothes, make music, you live in the mountains, live in the city, whatever it is, do it with love, and just do it. Like, nobody's got the right to tell you what you can and what you can't do. As long as when you're coming from a loving place, there's great safety in that. I can disagree with someone. I can do it lovingly. I can say no with love. I can say yes with love. As long as I'm being loving, then I can't go wrong. When I say me, I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about all of us, right? It's about love. It's about love. It's about love. It's about love. And that's a path. That's a demanding path to follow in many ways. Because to be our best selves is to be our loving selves. Of course, it's so obvious when you think of it it's obvious to me when I think of it like that. It is. The Beatles were right. I know it's a terrible cliche, but the Beatles were right. It is all about love. If we're coming from love, that's the opposite of coming from fear, isn't it? When we're acting out of fear, if if we're motivated by fear, sure, we'll do things to safeguard ourselves, to protect ourselves. I'm not saying that fear is a bad thing. I mean, it's okay. Fear can motivate us to change and to do things better. And I don't think being completely fearless is that's not something I've experienced. Well, except when I was younger. Actually, to be fair, I was quite fearless, especially on the rugby field, and swinging off trees and running, jumping over stuff and throwing myself off into the sea and getting chased. Oh yeah, I was fairly fearless when I was younger. But as an adult, the fear creeps in, doesn't it? So the meditation is helping me to be less of have a fear-based reality, moving towards a more of a love-based reality. Not perfectly. Nothing's done perfectly. Life is lived imperfectly. There was a line. I'll go back to the documentary. There was a line from the documentary, and one of the guys who was one of the older people in the movie, he said, he was talking about he wanted to be a star when he was younger. He dreamt of being a star, but then as he got older, he kind of realised that that wasn't so important. What was important was to make your mark, to be, and I think to contribute. That's how I'm interpreting it. And he said, pay your dues, enjoy it. If you shoot an arrow and it goes real high, then hooray for you. And that line was just beautiful. Camera's doing some funny things. So art, culture, beauty, community, togetherness, love, these are all things that are becoming increasingly important to me as I go through this meditation process. And I think I'm on day 33, because I did 30, 31 twice. I think it's day 33. And I'm loving it. I really am loving this. Okay.